This is an overview for the lesson that took place on Thursday, March 1st. It has to do with the volume formulas for the CUDA handout CUDA 4. I'm going to do an example of each one. Problem number 9 is finding the volume of the sphere. The formula is volume equals 4 times pi times the radius cubed, all of that divided by 3. I see that my radius is 1.3, so I'm going to plug that into the formula, and I have volume equals 4 times pi times 1.3 cubed, and all of that will be divided by 3. My first step is to cube the radius, so 1.3 cubed should be 2.197, so I have 4 times pi times 2.197, all of that divided by 3. This just becomes a calculator activity now. I'm going to clear out my calculator and do 4 times pi times 2.197, get an answer, and then divide by 3. They tell me to round to the nearest tenth. So I'm getting, my volume is 9.2027. I'm going to round to the nearest tenth. My volume will be 9.2. I think I'm going to do the one next to it over here, problem number 10. That's the volume of a cone. The formula for the volume of a cone is volume equals the area of the base, all of that times the height divided by 3. It just so happens that my base is a circle, so I'm going to redo this formula to be volume equals pi r squared. That's the area formula for a circle, times the height, and everything divided by 3. So I'm going to start to plug some numbers into the formula. Volume equals pi times the radius. Well, my radius is, we're showing the diameter to be 10, so my radius would be 5 squared. All of this times my height, and my height is 12, and I want to divide all of that by 3. My next step is volume equals, and I'm going to square the radius first, so pi, all of that times 25, and then times 12, and I'm going to divide by 3. This just becomes a calculator activity now. So I'm going to do pi times 25 times 12. I'm going to get an answer, and then divide by 3. And I'm getting 314 and 159 thousandths. I need to round to the nearest tenth, so I'm going to look at the number next to it. My volume would be 314.2. The next example I would like to do would be the volume of the rectangular prism. So I'm going to get rid of these two. So erase all of this. I'm going to do problems 11 and, well, probably just 11. Problem 12 is just like 11. So I'll get rid of my work here. Both of those are rectangular prisms. My volume formula for rectangular prism is volume equals the area of the base times the height. It just depends on what I consider to be my base. If I figured that this right here is my base, I would find the area of that rectangle and then multiply it by the height, which would be here. Some people might look at this a little bit different. They might say, well, the base is going to be this right here. And if that's the case, I find the area of that rectangle, and if I keep stacking those, I finally fill it up, and that would be my volume. So I think I'm going to pick this one right here. I'm going to try to find the area of this rectangle, and then I'm going to end up multiplying it by that height when I'm done. So when I look at that rectangle, that is a rectangle, so the area formula is just going to be the base times the height. My area is going to be 7 times 4. So my area is going to be 28. So I will plug that number into now this formula. So my volume is going to be 28 times whatever my height is. And remember, my height now becomes 5. So I'm going to get out my calculator and I'm going to do that. And 28 times 5. I'm getting 140. That would be 140 cubic inches. The next one that I would like to do is going to be problem number 14. When I look at this, it is a triangular prism. So the formula for that would be volume equals the area of the base times the height divided by 3. Anything that comes to a point, remember, we'll divide by 3. When I look at this right here, my base happens to be a triangle. So I'm going to go ahead and find the area of that first. So the area of the triangle is base times height divided by 2. So my area is going to be, well, my base and my height form the right angle. So 6, all of that times 8 divided by 2. So my area is going to be, well, 6 times 8 is 48. 48 divided by 2 is 24. So I found that to be 24. So now my volume is going to be 24 times my height. My height looks like it's 9. And all of that divided by 3. So now it's just calculator activity. Clear out my calculator. 24 times 9. Get an answer. Divide by 3. Looks like my volume is 72. And that would be cubic miles. Hopefully these formulas will help the students get through the rest of this worksheet.